The afternoon sun burned fiercely over the city, reflecting off the glass towers and turning the sidewalks into rivers of shimmering heat. Cars rushed through crowded streets, while people hurried past each other without a second glance. Among them was Ryan Whitlock. He walked quickly along Weston Avenue wearing the only pressed white shirt he owned, clutching a resume he had rewritten more than 20 times. His heart pounded with hope and anxiety, because he was on his way to the most important job interview of his life. Ryan had spent years struggling through temporary jobs, barely surviving from paycheck to paycheck. This interview at Weston Industries felt like his one chance to finally change his future. But just as he stepped onto the crosswalk, something stopped him instantly. A young woman suddenly stumbled forward and collapsed onto her knees in the middle of the street. Her long, blonde hair fell across her pale face. Her elegant red dress stood out against the gray pavement. But her trembling hands revealed how weak she truly was. People walked past her without stopping, too focused on their own lives to care. Ryan froze for only a second before rushing toward her. The young woman's name was Emma Lane. At that moment, however, she was simply someone who needed help. Ryan gently lifted her to her feet and guided her toward a nearby bus stop bench. Emma's breathing was uneven, and her voice was barely audible when she admitted that she had not eaten since the previous night. Ryan handed her his water bottle and stood beside her, shielding her from the harsh sunlight while helping her calm down. 10 minutes passed, then 15. Ryan glanced at his watch and felt his stomach sink. He already knew he was going to miss his interview. Still, he stayed. When Emma finally regained enough strength, Ryan helped her call for a ride and waited until she safely entered the car. Only then did he quietly walk away. By the time Ryan arrived at Weston Industries, the interview session had already ended. The receptionist looked at him sympathetically before explaining that the hiring manager had already left and the position had been filled. Ryan stood silently inside the massive marble lobby, feeling the weight of disappointment crush his chest. It was not the heat that exhausted him. It was the painful realization that one moment of kindness had cost him the opportunity he desperately needed. Over the next few days, Ryan returned to his ordinary life. He delivered packages in the morning, cleaned storage facilities in the afternoon, sorted dusty inventory boxes late into the night. Bills continued piling up while his dreams slowly faded. Even so, Ryan never regretted helping Emma. He only wondered whether the world truly rewarded kindness anymore. Then, one Thursday morning, everything changed. Right after finishing a delivery shift, Ryan received an unexpected phone call from Weston Industries. The caller introduced herself as Celeste Rayner, the executive assistant to the company's CEO. She informed Ryan that the CEO personally requested a meeting with him immediately. Confused and nervous, Ryan boarded a bus toward the company headquarters once again. This time, instead of waiting in the lobby, he was escorted to the executive floor. The CEO's office was enormous, surrounded by floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city skyline. Standing behind a polished mahogany desk was Vincent Lane, and sitting nearby on a leather sofa was Emma. She looked healthier now, her blonde hair neatly tied back, her expression calm and elegant. When she saw Ryan, her eyes softened with genuine gratitude. Vincent explained everything. Emma was his daughter. At the time she collapsed in the street, she had been under extreme stress due to a major project failure inside the company. She had barely slept, forgotten to eat, and pushed herself beyond exhaustion. Emma then described everything Ryan had done for her that afternoon. How he helped her breathe, how he protected her from the sun, how he stayed beside her even though he clearly had somewhere important to be. After recovering, Emma had tried to find him, and eventually company security footage helped identify him. Vincent looked directly at Ryan before speaking words he would never forget. "Anyone can prepare for an interview," he said, "but not everyone chooses compassion over self-interest." Then Vincent surprised him with an offer. Instead of the entry-level position Ryan originally applied for, Vincent offered him a far better role as an assistant project coordinator, complete with training, benefits, and long-term career opportunities. Ryan could barely speak. The opportunity he thought he had lost forever had returned in a way far greater than he ever imagined. And so, a completely new chapter of his life began. After officially joining Weston Industries, Ryan quickly discovered that the corporate world was far more intense than he expected. Unlike most new employees, he was not assigned simple office tasks. Instead, Vincent personally placed him on a high-level development project led by Emma herself. The project involved an international partnership worth millions of dollars, and enormous pressure rested on Emma's shoulders. At first, many employees questioned Ryan's presence. To them, he was simply the lucky young man who gained favor because he helped the CEO's daughter. But Ryan soon proved everyone wrong. He worked harder than anyone else in the office. During the day, he attended strategy meetings and studied market data. At night, he stayed late reviewing reports and analyzing financial projections long after everyone else had gone home. Ryan possessed something many experienced executives lacked. He could identify problems quickly and adapt under pressure with remarkable creativity. Emma noticed it before anyone else did. One afternoon, disaster nearly destroyed the entire project. A major flaw in the company's distribution system caused an important European partner to threaten withdrawing their investment only days before the final agreement. Panic spread throughout the conference room. Senior managers argued endlessly without finding a solution. Meanwhile, Ryan sat quietly studying the reports. Then he stood up, walking toward the presentation screen. He calmly broke down every weakness in the current strategy before proposing an entirely new restructuring plan. The room fell silent. Even Vincent looked stunned. Ryan's solution not only saved the project, but opened an entirely new market opportunity that generated millions of dollars in additional profit for Weston Industries within the following quarter. From that moment on, people inside the company no longer saw Ryan as an outsider. They saw him as one of the company's brightest rising talents. Vincent himself began paying closer attention to him. He realized Ryan possessed not only kindness, but intelligence, leadership, and courage. Meanwhile, Emma and Ryan spent more and more time together. They worked late nights side by side, shared dinners after exhausting meetings, talked about their fears, ambitions, and childhood memories, while the office lights slowly dimmed around them. For the first time in years, Emma felt understood. Ryan never treated her like the CEO's daughter. He treated her like a normal woman, strong, independent, but also human. And somewhere between endless meetings, quiet conversations, and late-night laughter, Emma fell in love with him. She began looking forward to seeing him every morning. She smiled whenever his messages appeared on her phone. And one evening, while watching Ryan concentrate under the soft glow of the conference room lights, Emma finally realized the truth. She loved him, but happiness rarely comes without a price. One night, Vincent called Emma into his private office. The atmosphere felt unusually cold. Vincent stood silently by the window for several moments before speaking. "I've made a decision about your engagement." Emma's heart stopped. Vincent explained that Weston Industries was preparing a massive partnership with Harrington Group, one of the most powerful financial corporations in the world. To secure the alliance permanently, Vincent wanted Emma to marry Lucas Harrington, the son of the company's owner. It was not a suggestion. It was a business arrangement. A marriage designed to strengthen power, wealth, and influence between two corporate empires. Emma knew Lucas. He was wealthy, educated, and admired by the media. But she felt nothing for him. There was no love between them, only obligation. For the first time in years, Emma argued with her father. "I don't want my life decided for me," she said quietly. But Vincent remained firm. He insisted that family responsibility sometimes mattered more than personal feelings. That night, Emma sat alone in her dark office, overlooking the glowing city skyline. Tears slowly rolled down her face, because deep inside, she knew the truth. If she obeyed her father, she would lose the man she truly loved. But if she fought against him, She risked destroying the empire her father spent his entire life building. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the city, Ryan continued working late into the night, completely unaware of the storm approaching them both. He still believed the future was finally beginning to open for the two of them. He had no idea that everything was about to change. But what will Ryan do when he discovers the truth about Emma's arranged engagement? Will Emma choose love or sacrifice her happiness for her family's empire? And when Vincent Lane finally realizes how deep their feelings truly are, will he protect his company's future or the future of his daughter? The next chapter will change everything. Secrets will be revealed, hearts will be broken, and Ryan may soon face the biggest decision of his life. If you enjoyed this story and want to discover what happens next, make sure to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next episode of this emotional English story series. And before you go, tell us in the comments, if you were Emma, would you follow your heart or your family's expectations? Your answer might appear in the next video.